We've created this judge-free zone where we come to share our dating app and dating experiences. We'd love for you to join us.
Along with the lessons we've learned along the way, we would love to hear about yours, as well as your dating experiences and any other topics you want us to touch on the channel. Please email them to seriouslysir2@gmail.com. Let's get started, y'all.
Oh, you do.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Seriously Sir. I'm Cori.
I'm Amy.
And this week we have a couple updates for you. Got a lot to cover today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with somebody that we haven't talked about. I met him like 3 or 4 months ago, probably.
This is who?
Moneybags.
Yes, girl.
Yes. So I had just gotten out of a very short month. Yeah, it was like a month. He showed his true colors real quickly.
A lot of them. He was a rainbow. He was Skittles.
He was
he was Skittles.
Devil Skittles, maybe? Like crazy Skittles? Like Halloween Skittles.
Skittles on fire.
So bad. Anyway, because of that, I exited real quickly from that one. And I went out with Jen, one of my best friends that I've talked about multiple times. We went to downtown. We're eating at our friend's restaurant, and I've known him for a long time, and I'm always like, hey, Lou, Lou was the one that was also in the punching the bar fight episode. So same guy.
Okay,
but now he owns his own restaurant, right? And so we're eating at his restaurant, and I have this ongoing joke with him where I'm like, Lou, find me a husband. Lou's been married a long time. He has kids. He has a great relationship, beautiful life. So I'm always like, Lou, find me a husband. Find me a husband. So this night I'm joking with him. I'm like, you find me a husband yet? And he's actually yeah, this dude, Moneybags. So meet Moneybags. I'm not interested. I'm kind of anti-guy at this point because of what I just got out of was so bad. And this guy was Jekyll and Hyde, to give you all an example. Just real highs and real lows real quickly, didn't know what was going on. And so I'm not into it. And this guy was real slick. Jen and I actually had a whole conversation about it afterwards because he starts talking to her when I wouldn't talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
And once he gets her interested in this whole business conversation, all this stuff, he pulls in his friends that he's with and they start talking to her. And so now she's distracted by his friends. And there's three of them, 3 friends. And so he's able to slide around and talk to me, right? And he does things where I'm this is fucking annoying. But he also says all the right things. He's do you want to get married? Do you want kids? I want those things. I don't want to entertain anyone that doesn't. Blah, 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 blah. But he does stuff his FaceTime rings and he answers it. Okay? And so I give him a look and he's what? It's my family. And I was okay. And I just I keep eating my salad. I'm trying to eat dinner. You're trying to talk to me. I'm already not interested. Now you're making me really not interested in you. Fine. Answer your fucking FaceTime. And he's what? My family needs help getting the streaming thing set up. You wouldn't help your family if they needed help. And I was my family wouldn't call me for that. They'd Google how to do it.
He was probably just trying to look important.
I don't know, but he was well, I'm going to help them. And I was do whatever you need to do. I'm trying to eat my dinner, friend. And I keep eating my salad. No problem. I can't eat when you're talking to me anyway.
Right.
So,
you're doing, buddy?
Jen and I finish eating. We're 2 of his friends leave. 1 is still there. And we're we need to go to the restroom. So her and I get up. We go to the restroom. We come back out. Him and his friend are where are we going next? And I was I don't know, but we need to pay your bill. He's it's done. And I was what are you talking about? He's it's paid. Her and I have gotten entrees. We've gotten drinks. It's probably $150 to $200 tab. tab at this point, right? And he's like, no, it's done. And I was like, you're joking. He's like, no, ask him. And I asked, he's paid for everything. Full bills covered. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm like, well, we want to go dancing. Like, that was the plan. He's like, okay. So we like get there. He's like, I don't really know how to dance. And I was like, well, you better figure it out. And I like leave him and go on the dance floor. He comes out, he figures it out, fine, whatever. His friend is, I think he was some kind of Spanish. I don't know for sure, but like knew definitely how to dance, especially when Spanish music came on.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're all vibing, whatever. At some point, I don't know how, don't ask me, but his friend is still there and he's not. He like, we lost him.
Okay.
Fine. Like, whatever. And so his friend ends up hanging out with us for like an hour. And then he like tells us goodbye. Some of our other friends show up. We like hang out for a while. We finally go home. I don't think anything of it, right? Like her and I meet people out all the time. We're social butterflies. Like we hear from them again, fine. If we don't, fine. Like he never asked for my number. So like no harm, no foul. Like whatever. Well, I guess Jen had given his friend her number because they had talked business at one point and they wanted to do some business together. And so I guess he like asked his friend for my number and then ended up texting me and taking me out on this date. Again, this was like 3 or 4 months ago, okay? So we go to get food, we get sushi, and after sushi, we end up at this like hole in the wall bar next door. And there's like pool tables and darts and like whatever. We're just hanging out playing games. And at one point he like invites me over and I was like, no, like I don't like thank you, but like no thank you. And he's like, what, you don't like sex? And I was like, no, I didn't say that, but I just like I don't sleep with people like that. Like I'm not like that. And I was like, I don't go on like one date and then like sleep with somebody. Like it's just not my MO. And he was like, well, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, like I wait till I like know someone and I like feel like it's really going somewhere before I do that. And like you're also going through this divorce. Like we can get to know each other and like take our time, but like I also don't know when that's ending. So like why would I put myself in a position to commit to someone who's like not even available?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, but don't you have to have fun? And I was like, sure, but like I also like haven't had sex in like a year. Like I was like at this point in my life, like I can take care of myself, I can pay for myself, like even if I'm at that point, I can fix myself. Like the only thing a man can give me is his character and who he is as a human. And so until I find that someone's a good, caring, kind human, like
Good.
I'm good. I've never seen someone's eyes get so big in my whole life, Amy. Like they were like flying saucers. Like he was dying. And so that like whatever, like go home, no big deal, whatever. So then over the course, to now, we had made like plans like 3 times, like meet up for dinner and yoga and like different things. Fails every time, day of. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like, no big deal. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm a little annoyed because I carved out time for you and you like, clearly my time doesn't really matter. But fine, no big deal. Like, fun human to hang out with. Like, but I realize at this point, like, not someone I'm going to date because someone I'm going to date respects my time. So
and wants to see you, so we'll make the time.
Figure it out, right? Like a text inconsistent, and it was like I'd hear from him for 2 days, and then I wouldn't hear from him for 7. And he would be like, "Oh, I'm traveling for work." Like, okay, cool. Like you're traveling for work. Like it takes 2 seconds to send a text. Like if you don't have 2 seconds to check in to see how I am in 7 days, like you don't give a fuck about me, and that's fine. But like,
don't act like you do.
Don't act like you do, and don't expect me to carve out time for you. So there's that too.
That's all. See you when I bump into you.
Right, which is what happened.
Oh.
Okay. Yes. So a couple Saturdays ago, so it was the same night, which was the last night that Hottie with the body. It was his last night in town before he left for his cruise. And so Moneybags had texted me earlier that week and was like, hey, I'm back in town. Are you free Saturday, Sunday? I didn't respond. I also had 40 text messages on my phone that I hadn't responded to. So, like, you're not priority at this point in my life. Like, my friends are, my family is, clients that I need to attend to are, like, you're, like, down here on the priority list at this point in my life.
Where you are in his.
Exactly.
Let me join you.
Yeah, and not only that, but me and Hottie with the Body had said, like, if it worked out, we would try to see each other before he left, but, like, if not, no big deal, we'll see each other when we get back. So I also, like, didn't want to give that time to someone else that I knew I was not interested in, right? If I could potentially see the person that I enjoyed spending my time with and who had, like, been texting me every day, like, really showing that, like, even though we're casual and we're still getting to know each other, like, at least made me a priority in his life.
Yeah, so for whatever level you're on, you still matter.
Yeah, and not that we were texting all day long or having these long outdrawn conversations, but, like, he at least was making me somewhat of a priority and showing that he actually, like, cared about me in some way. So obviously, like, my prior, like, he's gonna come over someone else who in 4 months has shown me that I'm not a priority at all.
Right.
So generally, like, hanging out, whatever. I realized at this point that, like, me and Hottie in the Body probably not gonna, like, see each other. It's, like, no big deal. So, and this guy has also now texted me, like, 3 times in the same night. And I was like, are you out? What are you doing? Blah, blah, da, da. And I was like, where are you? Is what I said. And he was like, oh, I'm here. He was at my friend's restaurant.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, cool. And he was like, do y'all want to meet up? And I was like, I don't know. And I don't answer. And her and I pay our tab. And we're, like, walking down the street in downtown trying to figure out, like, where we want to go. And sure enough, we run into him. Of course, right? Like, haven't given an answer and we run into him. And so we like walk in to say hi. They're on this, like, outside deck area of this bar. So we, like, walk in and say hi. Don't want to be rude. Again, no hard feelings. I just know I don't want to date him. And I don't want to do anything with him, like, aside from, like, a platonic type of friendship.
Right.
And the whole time we're talking to them, his cousin is in town visiting. So his cousin's there too. He's, like, trying to hold my hand, trying to put his, like, arm through my arm. I'm, like, not having it. So I, like, throw my hands in my pocket so, like, he, like, loses access to me. At one point, I am, like, trying to put more time on my parking. And he starts, like, jokingly tapping my phone. And I was like, fucking stop. And he was like, whoa, like, what is your deal? And Jen was like, her car got towed last weekend. Like, she's a little high strung about her parking. Like, just let her do what she needs to do and, like, she'll be chill again. And he was like, why didn't you call me? And I was like, why would I call you for that? And he's like, I would have taken care of it. And I was like, what, you know the tow company? Like, what are you going to do? Like, and you were out of town. Like, what are you doing? And he was like, no, I would have taken care of it. Like, how much was it? And I was like, it was almost, $500, but, like, it is what it is. He, like, pulls this wad of cash out and starts trying to give me, like, $500. And I was like, I don't want your money. And he's like, no, just take it. I want to take care of you. And I was like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, I don't want your money. Like, your money means nothing to me. I told you that the first time we hung out one-on-one. Like, I don't need you to take care of me with money.
But clearly he's showing you that's all he has to offer.
Right. And he was like, why won't you just take it? And I was like, because you can't buy me. I was like, and there's strings attached to that money. And I don't want the strings that come with it.
Friend.
Right. And he just like looks at me and is like dumbfounded. And I was like, Jen, like, let's go to the next place. So, and he was like, can we come? And I was like, yeah, you can come, but like, be fucking chill. Like, we agreed to be friends. Like, we're friends. Like, stop acting like it's more than that. And he was like, okay, fair. So we like get to this next place, and I'm sitting at like the bar area trying to like order drinks for everybody, and because I know the bartender, and his cousin sits next to me. The Moneybags is like talking to Jen business stuff. They work in very similar businesses, so they get in business conversations a lot. And his cousin's like, why are you mad at him? And I was like, I'm not mad at him. And he was like, you obviously are mad at him. Like, he invited you over and you said no tonight. And I was like, I'm not mad at him because I said no. I was like, he thinks I'm mad at him because he got an answer that he didn't like. And that's not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, he's going through a lot right now. And I was like, again, like, not to be insensitive, but that's not my problem.
No.
I was like, and not only that, I was like, people go through divorces all the time. Like, that's not a new thing. Like, just because you're going through a hard time doesn't mean I have to, like, drop everything I'm doing to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, because you wouldn't do that back.
Right. And he was like, yeah, but, like, we're friends. Like, you're friends. Like, you can all hang out. And I was like, you're right. But, like, us hanging out can be out. Like, I don't need to be at his house to hang out. I was like, first of all, I was like, he's been very inconsistent with me. I was like, we planned 3 times to hang out that he bailed on me day of. And not only that, but like, I was like, I also don't like that, like, it's always on his terms. Like, he thinks that when he's available, I need to drop whatever I'm doing to be at his beck and call. I was like, and he hasn't even shown me that he's a good friend. So why the fuck would I do that?
Right. No, you wouldn't do that.
Right. And he was like, yeah, but like, you can still like hang out at his house. Like, you are friends. And I was like, yeah, and I don't fuck my friends. His eyes, just like Moneybags, got so big. And he did this. He goes, got it. He gets up from his chair. He walks over to where Jen and Moneybags are. And they start, and he just like makes a joke. And then we all like, the rest of the night was fine, right? Like, after that conversation, like, we all hung out. It was fine. Like, no one hit on me anymore. Like, it was just kind of understood, like, where it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was what it was. Like, I gave them both a hug goodbye at the end of the night. Like, I went with Jen. I drove home. Like, no big deal. But it's like sometimes, and I hate to say this, but like sometimes you have to be that bitch. And I'm sure I sounded like a bitch that night.
I don't think so. Your boundaries are being pushed. You're just standing up for yourself. You're just
well, and
showing
I felt like what I was saying, like when I was saying no, it wasn't being respected. It was being pushed and pushed and pushed.
Right. So then you have to push.
Right. And so I was like, okay, like, you're not listening to me when I'm trying to be kind about it. And so let me just lay it all out there in a way that you can understand it. And I probably sound like a bitch in the way I'm doing it, but you're not understanding it in the nice way.
Like a child.
Man-child. Hashtag man-child. Seriously, sir.
Maybe say more.
But it was like so frustrating where it's like, and it sucks because like when we, like towards the end of the night after all that happened, right? Like we did have like such a fun time just as friends, but it's like I don't want to have to go through that every single time
No.
to have
That's
that
draining.
good time.
Yeah.
Like the
Just
first
so-
time I say no should just be okay. And at this point, after having that conversation so many times, because I forgot to tell you, like he had texted me, I think it was 2 weeks prior, and it was like at almost midnight. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm in bed. I'm trying to fall asleep." And he was like, "Come over and hang out." And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Come keep me company." And I was like, "No." Like that, A, that's gonna give you the wrong impression. And B, I've already told you we're just friends. So like if you wanna hang out, like we can go out and like do something, but like I'm not coming to your house.
At midnight.
Especially at midnight. But in general. Don't need to be at your house.
No, you need to be in your cozy bed. Don't sleep.
Right. And so for that conversation to happen and then this encounter happened, it was just like, you don't fucking get it.
No. You don't push.
Yeah. So it was like super frustrating. So, and I'm not saying I wouldn't like hang out with him again, but it would definitely be like, I don't know what happened that night where I just randomly like run into him and like we hang out. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to like hang out with him because he doesn't respect my boundaries. He doesn't respect a no. Like
I would keep it at this point. It's a lot of effort for. He's not putting in any effort.
oh, I don't put in any effort.
No, just having the conversations even over and over. Like I would just leave it as I'll bump into you when I bump into you. I wouldn't even put any energy into that.
Yeah.
No more conversations. If he pushes,
Well,
just
and
be
I
done.
think the problem with him is like so he has this really successful company. So I mean, this man has more money than he knows what to do with, right? Honestly, like he has more money than he knows what to do with. And then he is also very good looking. And so I don't think he's used to any woman saying no to him because most women wouldn't. I mean, most women, if a guy's like, "Oh, here's $500," like, "I'll pay for your toe last weekend," like they would take that fucking money, right? And they would do whatever he wanted to do because he's gonna shower them with nice dinners and gifts and whatever they want. But I know that like as nice as money is, like money doesn't buy happiness.
No.
And
it's not gonna buy you love either.
Right. And you can't.
It'll buy you things and it will buy you people, but it's not gonna buy you love.
Right. And I think that he doesn't, and I think that alone too, like we don't align on that too, which is a big thing.
Huge. It's huge.
Like in his mind, like I almost feel like he's like, "Oh, I can take care of you," as in like buy you X and buy you Y and buy you Z. Like that is love, quote unquote. Where I'm like, for me, it has more to do with someone like their values and like who they are as a person and like how they treat other people. Like that's so much more important to me than what you can buy me.
Hell yeah.
Because to me, you can you can figure out the money thing together.
Mm-hmm.
You budget, you figure it out, you make your goals happen, right? But if you don't align on basic values, the money doesn't make a fucking difference.
It can make it worse.
Right.
It can cause problems too.
Yeah.
It can fix some things and it can break some things.
Yeah. So that's my update on money bags. Yeah. I knew a long time ago he wasn't like it, and that night definitely like
sealed the deal.
Sealed the deal. Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Solidified it for me. Absolutely.
I didn't even think there was a thought, but I couldn't deal with that. All set.
Mm-hmm.
He can keep his money bags. What his ex-wife doesn't take anyway. It's just facts. It's facts. And I'm not gonna get into their business, and I'm judging, not judging, but assuming. But like that divorce is gonna get dragged out. That's gonna be. If you were to start something with him, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm getting divorced, should be done in a month. That's not gonna be done in a month.
Oh no. And honestly, like now that I've seen more of his true colors, right? Like I think that was probably a line to try to get me to sleep with him.
The divorce part?
Like it supposedly being done in a month.
Oh.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, let me tell her it'll be done soon. And then she'll be more willing to like do things with me, right? And he learned very quickly, like, I ain't gonna do shit with you.
No, buddy.
Which is also probably partly the like intrigue for him.
Because you're different.
It's a challenge, right?
You're challenged,
Because I won't do anything with him. And like at this point I'm never gonna do anything with him.
I think I knew that. I'm glad you sealed the deal. Or he sealed that deal.
Oh, he sealed that deal for himself. Very quickly.
I can't with these people.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was your update. Or your date. That was an update. Update date.
Yeah, it wasn't really a date. I would not count that as a date.
No, it was an update.
I don't even want that to be a date.
No, it wasn't a date. I was just thinking, like, I don't think that we've talked about him, and then we're updating. So it was an update.
Yeah.
Okay. I have an update. So we talked a couple weeks ago about no show. Recap. Met him online 6 years ago.
Right. Reconnected.
And made, a couple dates, and he no-showed. So that's why he's no-show. To reconnect 2 years later to try again. No. I said no. And then fast forward, we end up meeting up. And I said it was a friendly, comfortable conversation we had. It was great. We chatted a little bit after that. But no one was really going out of their way to go out again, other than a ask here and there, and it just didn't work out. But then I reached out, and we made a plan for last night, which went great. And the vibe was completely different than the first time, the friend vibe. So he's no show, but the title was The Importance of Second Chances. So oddly enough, he even said, like, this feels different this time, which really was like third, fourth, fifth chance. I don't know. But yeah, it was laid back. It was, we were both tired. That leads me to, as we're getting older, and I drive to him and pull into where he lives, which is a retirement community. And I have a birthday coming up, and this is where I'm. This is where I'm at. But you know what? So I was like, okay, your old one, but whatever. It was chill. It was quiet. It was comfortable, and we had popcorn, we had wine, and we talked all night, like no lull in conversation. Like I can talk. He can talk just as much as me. So the two of us together, like, could probably talk for days. So yeah, so chill vibe, and we were giving it another chance, both thinking like we're just gonna chill as friends. And
yeah,
I mean, who knows what the future holds, but just recapping on the whole second chances thing and how things can change. Again, not getting ahead of anything, and I need to keep things chill and slow in this part of my life. But another, for me, it's a positive update of something a little more healthy and chill and hopeful, because we've touched on hope as well. Regardless whether we end up friends or not, it was just a cool story, cool background, cool vibe. To be continued. That's my update. You got one?
It's a good update.
I think so.
Yeah, so I actually do. Hottie with the Body is back from the cruise.
Okay, do tell.
Yeah, so he ended up texting me and he was like, hey, I'm back. I'm on land again. Like, want to tell you about it this week. Wink face. So we were talking and I was like, these are my only free days. So we ended up hanging out earlier this week. He had a client like dinner thing, and so we met up after the dinner and he was like, hey, like, I know we talked about like maybe playing darts or pool, but like I'm kind of like done drinking, tapped out from the cruise, so like can we go get smoothies or something instead of going to a bar? And I was like, sure. Which I actually really appreciated. Like the last two like dates we had, because you know we met out in a bar. They've been sober dates, which I actually really like because then we're able to like really truly get to know each other versus like always having drinks involved and then you only see like that quote unquote alter ego, right? And so we went and got smoothies, which was actually really funny. He like picked out a place. We like walked there from his place. I drove to his place, and he lives in downtown, so it's just walkable. And when we got there, it was closed, and he was like, I failed. He was like, let's get on Google and see what else is open. So we ended up getting on Google. We found another one. We walked there. We got the smoothies. And we're like walking around, and he was like, my rooftop pool area has this enclosed area that has a pool table. Like, I was thinking we could go play pool. So I was like, oh, that sounds great. So we like take our smoothies up there. We're like playing pool, like hanging out, laughing, joking around, whatever. And while we were in there, like finally like kissed me. And he like, I can't explain it, but like I haven't had a guy kiss me that passionately probably since college. And I had an 8-year relationship, right? As well as a 1.5 year relationship where I met him, like between college and now. I'm in my late 30s. And like, they were good kissers, but like, not with the passion that he kisses me with. And I don't know like what it is or if it's in my head or what, but like, it just feels different. I don't know. But I don't want to read too much into it. Like, as we talked about before, like we agreed to be casual, and over time, like if it turns into something long term, cool. If not, like it's fine too. He's super fun to be with. Like I enjoy his company. I enjoy getting to know him. Like he's a very like kind human. And so
we
either
like
way, like I just like surrounding myself with kind humans, and so I really enjoy him because of that. And so I have like a music festival I'm going to this weekend, which is in his area actually. So I told him, I was like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but if you want to get a ticket and go, like you're more than welcome. He said he was going to check his calendar. So I don't know if he's coming or not. I'm sure it'll be a last minute thing if he does. Not worried about it. We're still talking, still hanging. So far so good. Like I said, like I don't have expectations. I don't have timelines.
Can't.
Yeah, I just like I'm enjoying it for what it is right now, and whatever it becomes or doesn't become, that's okay with me.
Well, yeah, you've got a full life of your own.
Yes.
For one, and the only time promised is right now.
Yeah.
So,
and I also
enjoy.
I know you and I have talked about this, but we haven't talked about this with them. I have this like kind of, I don't want to say rule, right? But I don't get like excited about people. I don't let myself get attached to people until it's been quite some time, at least 3 to 4 months, sometimes longer, because I feel like you have this honeymoon stage, right? Where everyone's on their best behavior and everyone's great, and you're so excited to like spend time with each
You're saying
other.
everything's exciting.
Yeah, everything's exciting because it's all new and it's all the first time with this person. So like it's always exciting. And so you have like, yeah, that excitement. And so I like to wait like this 3 to 4 month period where that period is kind of when people start to get comfortable and they let their guards down a little more and maybe let stuff slide a little more, stuff like that. And so I'm like,
They get
okay,
lazy too.
yeah. And so I'm like, okay,
Try as
in
hard.
3 or 4 months, are you still as consistent? And I'm not saying like with the over the top shit that you do in the beginning, but just as a human, are you still the same genuine, kind human that cares about my well being and that wants to talk to me and wants to be with me 3 to 4 months in when that honeymoon stage is starting to dissipate as you were in the beginning?
I have a question. So, if you get to a point where you have that control, where you can be excited and you can have fun, you can go through that honeymoon stage without getting overly attached because we're waiting, what happens if the other person becomes very attached and you decide, which is a part of dating, but it can be hurtful, and I think that's why people act the way they act or don't communicate the way they should because they're afraid of hurting other people. So you're detached but enjoying in the moment, but say this other person is getting very, very attached, and in 3 4 month mark you're like, yeah, I'm good because this isn't what I want. But now you have this other person who's not as healthy as you, per se. Have you come across that where you've had to like end something because you're like, you're not my person. You're great, you're not my person, but I'm not feeling it this way.
For sure. But I think at the end of the day, right? Like, I have a really good friend that says this all the time: clear is kind. So it's better to be honest, even though it's something they may not want to hear, right? So that they can go find the person that is for them
Mm-hmm.
versus not being honest and dragging it out. And
Oh yeah, no,
you're actually keeping them from finding someone that's for them. So, like, clear is kind.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
But I think what helps in those situations, if you're like unsure, like you're like maybe, but I'm not there yet, is keeping it to like you don't see each other other than like 1 to 2 times a week because it keeps that boundary of like, hey, I'm still willing to get to know you, but like I'm not all in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it also helps to protect them in that way, and that you're only seeing them 1 to 2 times a week. And so if you get to that 3 to 4 month mark and you're like, I'm not feeling this, like they haven't invested all their time into you because they couldn't, because you wouldn't see them more than that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair because like you think about like I think about people that have said to me like from the very first day, like, oh, don't get too attached to me, and okay, you just spelled out I'm emotionally unavailable. I am not emotionally unavailable, but at the same time would like to share with people like I'm not ready for something so quickly, so intently. I want to go about things differently, slower, healthy. And I want to say that without saying like, whoa, don't get so
Yeah.
attached because that's not the issue. Because I'm not
So I
not
think
interested in
instead of
you.
saying like, oh, don't get attached to me or don't get so attached to me, I think saying like, hey, I like to take things slow. I like to just get to know each other. And naturally, over the course of like months, if it ends up turning, which is very similar to the conversation I told you that him and I had on our first date. Like I said to him, like, I don't put timelines on things. Like, I don't know if I want to be with you. Like, all I know is that I enjoyed you this night. I enjoyed you the night I met you. And I just want to keep getting to know you. And over time, if we naturally just want to be together,
You're just
it
gonna
will
be
end
together.
up being that.
Right.
And if not, then it won't. But there's no reason to force one way or the other because the minute you have to force something,
No, you don't want that. I don't want that.
it creates chaos. intention. And so there's no reason to do that.
It goes back to what I said about right now is the only time we have. And I read something one time where, when you're dating, you're like, oh, there's this person and, we connect this way and like maybe they're the one and blah, blah, blah. But I read this thing and it was so as simple as all we have is right now was how do you know he's the one? And the answer was if you're still sitting next to each other, enjoying each other's company 20 years from now. But no one knows that they're going to get to 20 years unless they just are day by day and moment by moment and enjoy what is in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if it's meant to be something long term, that's naturally going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just is. Which is, again, the same conversation him and I had on that first official date, right? And I still believe that. So, like, right now, like, do I enjoy his company? Absolutely. He's super fun to be with. And he's very transparent. Even with things that, like, he said something to me the other night, which I'm not going to repeat, but like, most girls with what he said would have been like, oh my God, that's such an asshole thing to say. Like, he's so fucking rude. Where, like, I was dying laughing. Like, I was like, okay, Heard, you don't like this, right? And for me, it was like, I'm so happy he is comfortable enough with me to feel like he can be that honest with me, where even though it's something someone else may take offensively, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I'm glad
done.
Yeah, like, I'm glad he told me that because I wouldn't have known that otherwise. You know what I mean?
It's the only way.
Right.
It's the only way. I tell people all the time, even if it's not what I want to hear,
just tell me.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. And so I like that even in a short amount of time, like, we have developed, somewhat of a trust where he can be that honest with me. And then I asked him a question where I think most guys would like run for the hills, honestly. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, like, for sure, no big deal. Right. And it's like a lot of times in situations, like, you would be nervous to ask certain questions because you don't want to make the man run or he doesn't want to like make her run or whatever. And I just feel like because we have this understanding that like it is casual right now. Like, we are just getting to know each other. Like, we are not at a point where either of us could even decide if we wanted to like be exclusive with each other because we've been out 3 times.
I don't know.
Right. Like, that takes time to get to know one another. And so yeah, it's comfortable and it's fun and I enjoy hanging out with him and I'm down to like keep hanging out with him, and if it's meant to turn into something it will, and if not, like, he was a fun, kind human to be with, and that's okay too.
Good experience.
Yeah.
All around.
Yeah.
Season or reason or a lifetime.
Yeah. And we laugh a lot together, which I also just like really enjoy. Like, I haven't been in the presence of a guy or even on dates, as you know, where I've like belly laughed in a long time.
Only after when you call me.
Well, yeah, like you and I laugh, but I don't laugh with them. So like, yeah, it's just fun because I feel like when I'm hanging out with him, I'm just hanging with like a friend that I'm also attracted to. And it's just a nice experience to have right now because I haven't experienced that in a long time.
Good. You deserve that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome sauce. Do you have any more updates?
Man Bun Man is out.
Just gone. Just dropped off.
Kind of dropped off. Like, we had a second date. It was fine. I felt like the conversation was very surface level. So I also was like not sure because I'm like, okay, how much food can you fucking talk about? Like, yeah. And then he asked me questions through a text, like shortly after, that I'd actually already answered twice in person. And so I was like, okay, so you also don't actually listen to me when I speak? I didn't say that to him. I said that in my head, just so you know. I was not that rude. But after that, I was kind of like, okay, like, don't love that.
No.
Like, if you're not going to listen to basic things now, you're definitely not going to listen to important things in the future.
Yeah. I mean, I have a retention issue, so, but I would get it on the second time, at least.
Yeah, he didn't.
And not with everything.
So there was
Okay.
that. So he's
So
out.
he just dropped off.
So we're just hanging with Hottie with Body right now. And
sounds like a good time.
we'll see what happens with that. Fun. I'm also really busy. So
Same, girl.
you know.
Yeah. All right. So that's good. So no crazies
No
over the
crazies
last
right
few
now.
weeks, or
No.
taking a better turn.
No, there's been some like dumb conversation on apps, but no crazies. But I will save the crazies for y'all. Don't worry. I know y'all like those.
No, we do. So, all right, we're done updating. I don't have any other updates. So, question for you. What is something lately that may have given you the ick about any one of these past dates or connections?
So I actually have two ick moments, but it's not anyone that we've already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So earlier this year, no, let's start with the other one. Last year, I was hanging out with this guy, but I knew he was dating other women, and so I kind of told him like, hey, and one of them was like in our circle was the problem. And so I was like, yo, like, I know, like, you start casual, but, like, I'm not down with casual if you're, like, dating someone else in the circle. So, like, we're going to be just friends.
Okay.
Unless she's out, we're going to be just friends because I don't need drama in my own circle, right? Like,
Yeah, no.
thank you. And so, yeah. But it was clearly, like, when we would go out, he like wouldn't let me pay for stuff, and there were these like elongated hugs at the end of the night, and there were a couple times he asked to kiss me, and I was like, no, friend, like you're still dating her, like no. So anyway, so that ended. It's a long story, we won't get into it, but it ended, and we were in this like program together at one point earlier this year, and we're just friends at this point, like literally platonic, just friends, like nothing more. And we're in this program. I don't know what happened, but the sun hit his face through the window. And the way the light hit his face, I don't know what happened, but I was like, he is not cute. I don't know why I thought he was
So
cute a year ago. Like, that man is not cute.
Just instantaneously.
Yeah, and it ended right then and there for me. And it might have had to do with like, there was a lot of drama that went along with that one too, that like we're not gonna get into, at least not this episode, but like it might have been a combination of like that was still in the back of my mind of like all the drama that ended up happening that I told him I did not want to happen. And then we didn't talk for like a long period of time because of it, and then we were like just cultivating this like friendship again because we were in this program, and it was like we had to learn to be friends. But yeah, like then like in the middle of all that, like trying to figure out like how to be friends because we had to be friends. And then that happened, and I was like, okay. And it was just done.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And then the other one that happened was I met a friend of a friend that I thought was cute. This was like earlier this year, maybe back in April, something like that, maybe before. And like I thought he was cute, he thought I was cute, and we talked like whatever, and then agreed like wasn't gonna happen. So it was like fine, never really hooked up or anything, so like no big deal. And then recently I ran into him. Jen and I went out to watch a football game that I wanted to watch. So we were like, oh, let's go to the sports bar. Everyone goes to, like, we'll get food, watch the game, we'll just hang, like, whatever. We ran into him. And he was so drunk, like, beyond drunk. Like, sitting on this bar stool and, like, doing this. Like, couldn't even sit straight. He was so wasted. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I don't mind someone getting drunk. Like, fine, right? Like, you're watching football, like, drink away, like, have a great time, whatever. But, like, to get that inebriated where you can't even, like, sit in a chair.
Yeah, right.
Is just so unattractive to me.
Yeah.
And so, even though, like, a long time ago we agreed, like, no, never gonna happen, like, we don't want the same things, like, we also don't want to, like, potentially have it end poorly, and then, like, our friend is in a bad position, like, just not even go there. But then to, like, see that, I was like, okay, you're, like, this age, and you're acting like you're, like, 21, like, it's just, like, that moment gave me the ick, and I was like, yeah, no, like, that ended any fucking attraction that was left for me.
Yeah, it's not cute. That wouldn't be cute in the comfort of your own home, but out in public as well.
No, not at all.
No, not a good time.
No.
No. Only one I'm thinking of that comes to mind right now was this guy that we only met up a couple times. We knew each other from like Facebook or something for years, and I have a history of that, don't I? We linked up a couple times, and there was one night we were out, and I was kind of far from home. So he said, "You're welcome to stay at my place, just as friends." And so I went to his place, and now we're in the kitchen, and he takes his hat off, and the light hit him right behind the ears. So he looked so different without the hat, for one. Then the light was shining shining behind his ears, making him like look big and red. And all I could see was this shiny bald head and these glowing red ears. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
It's so
like
weird.
The attraction was gone. And
gone.
I'm not saying it because he was bald or looked different, but it was the lighting that didn't help. The whole hat fish thingy didn't help. And I mean, he's still a great human. He still was a great human, but my attraction to him was like,
it's weird
just
how
gone.
those ick moments happen, and once they happen, you can't come back from them.
I would love to know
because
what
they
icks
just
people
stick
had with
in your
me.
head.
My icks to other people. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, mine's probably that I'm too loud.
Well, not to the right man. To the wrong man, yours would probably be, she's matter of fact, she's blunt, she has boundaries. I can't control her, I can't buy her. For the wrong man, those would be the icks. The right man, you will admire and appreciate them. So that's the only ick I really have right now. I have more, I'm sure, but that's the one. Lit up like red
that
ears.
That one reminded me of the guy you and I met out, and so when we met him, he had a hat on, and then later on, he like took his hat off, and I remember texting you, and I was like, "There's no hair under the hat. He's bald. I don't know what to do." I was like, "I don't like him." And you were like,
the SOS text, like,
you
help.
like his personality, just chill, like keep hanging out. And so I like stayed there and hung out a little longer, and like we ended up hanging out for a while after that night because of that. But like it was an almost ick moment for
I was
me.
gonna say, so it wasn't quite an icky, it just threw you off a little bit, and
well, I was just like, whoa, like you don't look like what you look like with that hat on. Like whole new human. Like what the fuck is that?
It happens. Sometimes they look like a completely different person. I don't want to be shallow, but like, especially upon meeting and getting to know somebody, like, it's not shallow. It's human nature. That is what draws you. You didn't look across the room and be like, look how nice that guy looks. He looks like a nice human. That's not what you in.
No.
It's natural. It's a natural. That is the attraction portion of it. So we have to be attracted to these people. So I'm sure he didn't look like some crazy ugly person without his hat, but you're like,
he was not as cute though.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, that's not what I signed up for, sir.
Whereas like hottie with the body, cute with the hat and without. Just so you know, still hot. Hottie with the body either way. Just saying.
Holds true to the name. Look, it's hottie with the body. We didn't even talk about his head. Okay. Hat, no hat. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's all I got too.
I don't have a lot of icks. I mean, they happen. I'll share them along the way. They're interesting.
I'm sure I have
Icks
more, but I can't think of them right now.
Are interesting, and also like the timing of them too.
And they're so different for so many different people too, which is also really funny.
I mean, I had an ick one time where it wasn't about what their appearance at all, but like you have this 3-month rule, and over time they start showing different things, and it's not who they presented in the beginning. And I've had like, what did you just say? Or what your tone, like just little things that they do, or like, what is that? And ew, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
For sure.
So it's not all physical. It's not all appearance. Like it's personality traits. It's
for sure.
What you're putting out there. You're now no longer making me feel safe because you're not doing what you were doing before.
Right.
That's been an ick I've had. Like, ew, nope, done.
Oh, for sure.
Done. And I'm done. Like when I'm done, I'm done.
And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like someone being consistent is gonna mean like way more to me and speak way more to me in a positive way than someone that can just pay for everything. Like I can pay for myself. I don't need someone. It's nice when someone pays for me. I don't need someone to pay for me. I do need someone who can be consistent with me.
Yeah, show up in every way.
Right. And so for me, like, especially looking for a partner, like the friends I choose, right? Their behavior is very consistent with me. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say we talk every day, even, but like when they show up,
yeah, you know what you're getting.
They're consistent in their behavior, always. And if they're not, it's because I know something's wrong with them, not because they're a shitty human.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can talk consistency, but we're all human, so there's going to be those ups and downs and ebbs and flows on both ends, but it's the consistency of character.
Right. And so when I'm looking for a partner, like I want a partner that at the end of the day is really one of my best friends, right? And so a best friend is going to be consistent in their behavior towards you.
Your best friend is going to want your best interest, care about your best interest at heart, and sometimes even before theirs.
Yes.
Of any type of friendship.
For sure.
And that's what we are looking for. We're looking for a best friend we're attracted to, that we want to sleep with. That's what separates
absolutely
a friend from a partnership, but ultimately the biggest goal is the friendship.
Yeah, and so I look at a best friend, like when I look for my best friends, I look for someone who's consistent in how they treat me, how they push me to reach my full potential, how they encourage me, how they're there for me if I actually need them, because I don't ask for help often. So like, do they show up when I need help? And just someone that is a kind human in general. Like, how do you treat other people around you? Right? And so a lot of these people look for, and not that it's not important, but they're like, okay, like I need them to make this much money and I need them to be I don't know, Buddhist, and I need them to want 10 children. I'm like making shit up, obviously. Whereas, like, do I have those things that I want aligned with? Yeah, absolutely. But these other things are so much more important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's someone I can be a best friend with. And I feel like if it's someone I can be a best friends with, then like those other things we can talk about and figure out.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. You have your core values and wishes and wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. And I don't know if Hadia's body is like, is that or not that, but like, I like that so far. So far, the friendship we have created is like good.
As long as it's pleasant. That's
It's
really
pleasant,
all you can
it's
ask
good,
for in the
it's
beginning.
fun, and like we'll see over time, like, does that friendship turn into a better friendship or not? And only time can tell that, right? And if you don't give it enough time and you jump in too quickly,
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
then you don't really know.
No, because you're going after different things for wrong reasons.
Right.
In that aspect.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of people, especially now in the dating world, they're like, oh my God, I finally found someone that's not crazy or that's kind or
shows me
whatever.
attention.
And so within like 3 weeks, they're like boyfriend and girlfriend. And it's like, you don't know that person enough. Like, give it 3-4 months. Like really, like, spend time with that person. Like, what are their values? Like, what do they want to achieve in life? Like, what are their goals? What are their ambitions? What are they a family person? Like, are they not? Like, do they really align with the things that you like? At the end of the day, you have to make sure you're compatible with the things you want in your future too, as well as in the present. And so if you haven't had those conversations, then like, what are you committing to?
Right. Because ultimately, like, you're just committing to get to know each other.
You're committing to your feeling is what you're committing to when you commit too soon.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like actual compatibility.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is. I've done it wrong plenty of times, but that never works. That never works. Like we discussed either the other day, like just having that spark and you're just starting up here. Where are you gonna go from up here?
Down. Right.
Not good.
Yeah. I'd rather have somebody that's like here, right? And then you have these moments that go like this, but you want someone for the most part where you can just coast with and be calm with and feel safe with. Not feel like you're on this constant roller coaster.
Yeah, no. You want ebbs and flows, but you don't want a roller coaster.
Yeah. Like life, so what I say all the time is like, life is going to be good and it's going to be bad, right? Like you're going to have moments of excitement and you're going to have moments of stress.
Yeah, without darkness, you can't appreciate life.
Right. And so what I want to find is someone who can flow through those moments with me, but isn't the reason I have moments of highs and lows.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, you can't be the cause of it and ride it with me.
Right.
You're not riding it with me
I want
if you're
you to
causing.
ride life with me because you're one of my best friends. I don't want you to be the causes of the highs and lows of my life.
No one's got time for that.
Right.
But we're good.
Yeah. And I think when you think about it that way, it puts dating to a very different perspective. And it actually puts you in a place where you tolerate less poor behavior.
Absolutely. And if you have your life and your goals and your ambitions and that's taking up your time and you're just going along, like it's not going to work unless your person comes along and just starts going with you.
Yeah.
Just adds to your life and supports and
I think thinking about it that way too helps you to stop making so many excuses for someone else's behavior. And maybe their behavior isn't bad necessarily. but you don't agree with it. Like maybe it just doesn't align with you.
Yeah,
And that's
which
okay
happens.
too.
Which happens. I've met plenty of great humans that just weren't for me.
For sure.
Which is what made me feel better about when I was about someone and they weren't about me. And then in the past, I'd be like, well, what was wrong with me? But I learned over time by meeting these good men that were a fit for me. Like, it doesn't lessen them as a human. It doesn't make them a bad person. It's just not what I'm looking for, or I'm just not feeling the feeling on top of all of your great qualities.
Right.
And that's why love is so special.
Yeah.
Because you need all of the things, and they need all the things, and you need it all together, and it's not around every corner.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. I agree. Yeah. So. Yeah. So we're both going to flow with these men and
rolling with the
homies. What happens. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the plan. That's the plan, Stan.
That is all we have for y'all today. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Peace. Join us each week. If you enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button. We also have 2 other platforms.
For funny moments as well as new episode launches, follow us on Instagram at SeriouslySir2. You can also follow us on TikTok, Seriously Sir. Have a great week, y'all.